Hello there and welcome back to the Aztecs. Well, last time we were contemplating, I guess I should say, a attack on Castile, or Spain if you like. Spain without Aragon, unfortunately. And we are still. The only problem here is that Austria could potentially screw that over, but if we quickly do get some troops over to Europe, we could potentially, well, cause some severe issues for them, especially if France joins in. I'm pretty sure we can kick Castile's ass and basically just put ourselves in a fairly good position, because I'm pretty sure we can actually take these, potentially go after most of the province that we need. If we just secure Madrid, we're pretty much set. So I guess we'll just get straight to that. We'll continue colonizing, of course, but we will be moving about 20, maybe 40,000 troops to Europe for the sole purpose of fighting Castile. Hopefully we'll also be able to snatch, probably we'll be aiming at snatching these colonies in the first war. And we'll probably also aim at taking some of the colonies down here. We won't probably go after any sea colonies or colonies at sea, due to the simple fact that our navy can't even come close to starting to compete with theirs. So we'll probably aim at, to some extent, conquer all of the, or most of the Castilian colonies, and also Castilian mainland. Of course we'll release Portugal once we, if we actually win the war. But as I said, for now that is the plan, so I guess we'll just, I'm a little bit unsure if I can actually get the, get a fleet basing rights, but no, I won't actually get that. So I'm a little bit unsure right now if my transport fleet will actually survive the trip from, well, here to here. But we'll give it a go and see what happens. If we're lucky, it should survive. Potentially we could also go after, well, Greenland, but I guess we'll just leave that for now and still focus on getting or closing off up here for the English. So I'll just start transporting troops to Europe and we'll see how it goes. Military attack 14 has been reached. The Tenail, or Tenail, I have no idea what or how to pronounce it, as per usual. Combat width increased by 2, and also infantry fire by 0.5. I can now field some new cavalry, and I can build the Tenail, the building, I believe. But this is of course good. That means that I have some new forces to play around with. Unfortunately, it seems that my armies have a very poor composition, so we'll have to deal with that pretty soon, I guess. But for now, we should be fine. As I said, I'll transport 40,000 troops to Europe. I'm pretty sure that the biggest effects of war will occur there, so transporting them to Europe is definitely the best move. Once again, I might actually end up in trouble simply due to the fact that I'm a little bit or very unsure if my fleet will actually survive the trip. Castile. Hopefully we might even get another level of military tech before then. It's actually 4 years, not really that much of a possibility, but if we do, we won't be that far behind in units, and thus it should definitely be a interesting battle war that really could go both ways. So for now, we'll get our troops to Europe, and then we'll decide on what we'll do. Yeah, this just happened. The French actually broke their alliance with us, so that's kind of bad. But I'll still just leave 20,000 troops in Europe, I think. These guys are allied with Sweden and Castile, so still not actually that interesting going to war with them. But as I said, well, as you could see there, the French broke their alliance, but that's basically, I think, because they reached military tech 18, and as such, I believe that's actually new units again. No, 19 is new units, but I'm pretty sure it's due to the fact that we have, yeah, it's probably due to the fact that relations have dropped. So we'll simply have to try and get that back up again, and then we'll try and deal with this. As you can see here, they do have some, or Castile is their rival, so we should be able to use that to our advantage. Sorry, I'm back. Apparently the autosave, I don't know if it's glitched or started to cause trouble, because it took forever. It actually used a couple of minutes, and for some reason after that my game crashed, but it seems like it worked just fine. It seems like it, at least, so that's at least not a problem. We'll have to see if we can get the same alliance up and going here. Also, if the French or anyone else actually decide to attack us still, then we'll much oblige and just join in. But for now, not really that much we can do here. I could of course do that one, but don't want to. We'll probably build the Fine Arts Academy just to have it done. And we are currently making quite a lot of money, so we'll hopefully continue on that very same road. How many more units can I have? I can have another, well, I could build another 12k army that I had down here. But for now, we'll just keep on taking up and try to get ourselves the alliance back up and going with the French. Potentially England, no. Still, no. So the French are basically our only hope to actually ally with here. I could of course go after Aragon, declare with that a casus belli, simply because of the fact that it would give me a presence in the area, and potentially then I would get rid of the distance modifier, or distance modifier with, say, Austria, and potentially then I could make a little bit of a try and get friends with Austria. That could also work out, but for now, not really much I can do except try and get my troops to France, and then try to re-ally with them and see if we can get ourselves into war with Castile. We'll see how it goes. I just realized that due to the fact that we actually have a casus belli here on Eri, Santi, I think. Yeah, I believe I do have a claim to this one. I do. We can declare war, simply take Santi, and I believe if we wait long enough, then I'll get about 40%, up to 40% war score simply from keeping this one completely under my control. I can of course use that, and then simply, well, of course, there we go, my fleet died. The potential problem with that, of course, is that I now have 20,000 troops stranded in Europe. So, and as you can see, fetching them home ain't really a probability. So we'll hide them in Ile-de-France, the capital, I think. And I think we'll actually just go for a war here where we'll be aiming to take colonies rather than anything else. Probably aim at taking a Portuguese colony, release them as vassal, and then see if we can instigate some Portuguese rebels to rise up. But for now, once again, I guess we'll just prepare for that war. I'm a little bit unsure how I'll deal with the colonies, but for now, at least in the ones that, or as you can see, there's some colonies here that don't actually have a chance of rising up. That shouldn't be an issue, but I definitely at home once the Castillians actually attack. But if we do a little bit of money saving rather than anything else, just save up a little bit of money and then declare war. Also allowing the manpower to reinforce a little bit, maybe by the time, see if we have a chance here, a possibility of warfare. Of course, the Castillians are most likely the only ones who will actually be able to participate in the war, so as such it would actually be beneficial to us. And also the fact that we can do the same thing with England, simply claim this one and then aim at taking their colonies. So that's actually kind of more tempting, because once again they don't actually have any allies that could potentially come and screw things over for us. So I think that we'll use that first diplomatic fabricated claim on an English colony, and we'll probably fight a war with the English before we fight anyone else. And we'll probably try to run just 3 or 4 colonies at this stage, just to make things work a little bit better in our favor. So we'll fabricate a claim on Mahihan or Makihan, can really see, and then we'll decide down or further down the line. The Incas are, I believe, slowly being integrated, so that's good too. Potentially I have these 50,000 men to use to siege some of the southern lands of Castile, but we'll simply have to wait as things are now. We'll probably get Castilian as an accepted culture through all of this, but for now we'll bide our time and then we'll see what happens. I guess we'll just, to some extent, take a chance here. Well, it's to some extent a chance, as I said, but not really. We'll be attacking Castile with the pure goal of taking Santi. As you can see, Scotland, Savoy, not really that much of a threat. Austria could potentially be, simply because of the fact that they do have a navy now up here. And, well, other than that, that navy ain't too big, so they can't actually send that many troops. Castile, however, will have, well, the most amount of forces to actually send at us. And that currently is about 150,000 men versus, well, 100,000. And that should actually be kind of interesting, because as you know, my armies ain't really perfectly placed. I do have an army in France. I could potentially use that to backstab them down the line. But for now, we'll just continue or focus on sieging Santi, and thus try and get a war score that racks up rather quickly. That is the goal. We'll see how well it plays out, but for now we'll aim at taking this area from them, and hopefully we can pull that off. We can make it just a little tiny bit of money. I have hired 12,000 mercs that will be used for sieging purposes to save manpower. But for now, we'll just get the war going, and then we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure also, yeah, kind of a lot of people joined in here, but I'm pretty sure most of them can't actually reach me, so we should be fairly safe. As you can see, we are currently losing this war pretty severely. Mostly due to the fact that we lost a couple of battles. I kind of forgot about the army that I had in France. I currently placed it in a mountainous province just for in case it's attacked again. But we did lose a battle there, and also the fact that the Incas are losing pretty severely down here is also an issue. I kind of am pissed at the fact that they keep their army here and don't actually flee, start sieging up here, example. But also there is a pretty huge Castillian army running through my lands once again, a 45,000 man army that isn't actually suffering any, well, huge attrition in this case, and I've currently decided to take refuge over here. We don't actually have good, well, chances for getting any bonuses, but there aren't really anywhere else I can go because they will be reaching Tuacapan right now, and most of the other area here is plains. So this is basically my best chance of trying to stop them. I've also taken the chance of making my ruler a general. Shock Force should definitely be helpful. I'm a little bit unsure if these guys actually have guns, but they probably do have. So that could potentially screw me over even more. But we'll do a quick little check here. Yeah, they do have actually guns, so that is quite bad. But we do actually have guns ourselves. So that'll be interesting. I'm a little bit unsure if they'll actually attack if I reinforce with... Yeah, they'll actually attack if I reinforce with all my men too. So not really too much I could do. I could of course try and retreat, wait out the battle here. But for now, we'll fight them right here, right now, and see how it goes. We should potentially be able to draw this. They do have a lot of cavalry in their stacks. Not too many cannons. I believe we actually have about the same amount. So that doesn't really matter. We do have some more cannons. They do have more cavalry though, which could both win but also screw them severely over here. We'll simply have to wait and see how this battle actually goes. But as I said, potentially a very bad choice of me to choose this as the battleground. But yeah, we are definitely getting trashed here. Do they have a good general? They have a good fire. They have a general with some fire, and that's probably why. But yeah, we are getting trashed, and I guess we'll try and, well, retreat and set this up anywhere else. But as you can see here, the difference in tech levels is definitely a little bit too overwhelming. But apparently one of these armies are actually going down south, or both of them actually are. So if they do actually set up for sieging rather than doing anything else, then we might be able to sweep in and kick their asses further down the line. We'll simply have to see how it goes. So I guess we're up for the second battle here. Of course, I forgot to change the military, but it doesn't really matter because of the fact that I won't actually be able to change the unit before the battle starts. But I should definitely have waited until we actually got this level of military attack before declaring this war, because as you see, military attack is plus 0.25, land morale increased by a whole point, and also of course the new infantry. So that is quite bad, or quite a huge mistake on my part. But potentially here we could use the boost to maybe make some sort of upset here, because as you can see, their troops are losing now, or at least until the point where they will be getting some reinforcements. But for the time being, they aren't doing too well. So we might get lucky, but not really here. I think this is might actually be the end of this little, well, not run of game, but at least this war might actually mark. Yeah, as I said, this will definitely be what marks the end. They aren't actually sieging. Well, they are sieging some lands, and they actually have quite a lot of troops, but there aren't really too much I could do. I should have waited. That is one very big mistake that I've made. So let's see, can I actually get out of this one by offering anything? I can offer them Arequipa, relative strength of alliances. So if I give them some Incan lands, they'll actually buzz away, as it were. So if I give up my deals with France, wait a minute, it's actually worth 16%. Are you kidding me? Well, give up my deals with France and pay. Well, payment ain't actually something that they will accept. So I might actually just have to give up some Incan lands here. No real way to get around it at this stage. They don't actually want that one. So anything else I can do? Probably not, I think. No, we'll simply have to try and fight a little bit more, and then we'll see. But this is definitely a very bad play by me. But this actually proves also to some extent that if we do, what the hell? They actually decided to split. These guys are running down here. Very smart guys, very smart. But there is one positive thing to this. I could at least change my infantry units without actually having it turn out to something horrible. So we'll simply have to try and keep up or keep on reinforcing the army, and otherwise just try and get ourselves up and going again, because this sucks. So I guess this is what we'll simply have to do: give up 5 Incan provinces. This sucks, but at the very least we can, if we are lucky, and back to Inca before they are annexed. It will take quite a while. So that's actually also, of course, the 500 gold sucks even more, but at this stage there aren't really that much else I can do. If I do build up my power, I guess I can try and get myself the alliance with the French again, but for now, this is definitely a failed war. I kind of overestimated, I fully overestimated myself, and as a result we got screwed here. So I guess I'll just now get the colonies back up and running, and try and get as many of those completed before, or as fast as possible, and we'll simply have to continue upgrading all of our techs more or less here. Let's see, the Diplomatic Tech 9, Carriage and Caravels. Naval morale increased by 0.20, and naval maintenance increased by 20%. Can now build a Carrack and a Caravel. Pretty good, but as I said, this kind of sucks. I thought we could actually beat them, but we are a little bit too far ahead, behind in military tech still. But before next we'll probably catch up another tech or two perhaps. So we are on the right way, but we are still kind of far behind. We'll simply have to focus, and the arsenal, well, we'll probably consider building some military buildings, but for now I did a very big blunder, and it's currently cost us quite a lot more than I'm well, to be honest, I don't like it. Let's just leave it at that. I'll have to try and recreate my army, rebuild. That is, it'll take a while, especially since we only get 322 manpower a month, and we're missing 28,000 men. That is what, a decade, more than a decade, simply to get back the armies or the troops that I currently lost in this one. So we definitely will actually use now probably 2 or 3 decades simply catch up in tech, and then try to re-ally France and otherwise kick Castille's butt. We'll simply have to see how it goes, and I'm sorry that this actually dragged out. I'm sorry that I failed miserably, but that's the kind of things that happen every now and again, and this time I can honestly say it was because of my lack, or because I didn't check what the next level tech would actually give me. If I had waited, we would have, to be honest, we might actually have won this if I just waited for tech 15. That is how major a screw up I did. But thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, probably criticism, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.